Welcome back, or if you're new, welcome to my channel. My name is Hannah, and I live in Los Angeles with my husband Alex and our dog Kaboom, who will be making many appearances throughout this tour. Welcome to our home. We live in a cottage bungalow style single family home that is a little less than 600 square feet. I think it's something like 576 to be exact. It is one bedroom, one bathroom, and we also have a detached studio, which is a little over 100 square feet. Next week, I am planning on showing you how the house looked when we got the keys over 5 years ago now. Alex filmed a brief walkthrough the day we closed. So I'm going to juxtapose the footage to show you all the ways the house has changed since we moved in. But before I show you the before and after, I wanted to introduce you properly to this house with an official home tour and show you how it currently looks as of this week. Also, I wanted to show you how it actually looks day to day. So I have not staged anything. I haven't hidden anything away that's normally out. I didn't put together any floral arrangements. I just wanted to show you how it looks on a typical day. So we have Kaboom's bed out on the deck. The essential oil diffuser is going. I even have the dehumidifier out and currently running, which we have learned is essential in a small space. So the house was built in the 1940s, and then the detached studio was built in the 50s. So it was added exactly a decade after the house was built. Here is our stock tank pool and our dwarf Meyer lemon tree, which, as you can see, has quite a few lemons growing, which is very, very exciting. And we do have solar panels, which we added at the beginning of last year. So we have this stock tank pool that we DIY'd. So we had a stock tank delivered and we painted it, and Alex then put a filter system on it, and it has its own solar powered light that turns on at night, and the shark fin has the chlorine tablets in it. And then there's like a little honeycomb that is floating, and that's a bee raft. And the idea is that if a bee flies into the pool, that they will be able to grasp onto the raft and not drown. It very well could have saved many bees, and I just didn't see them because they were able to fly away. I don't know if it works, but I'm leaving it in there just in case it does in fact work. And we have a little fence gate that Alex built that goes on the top of our stairs to keep Kaboom from going down the stairs, just keeping him out of trouble, because leaves fall from the trumpet vine and he loves eating the blossoms and the leaves, and he doesn't need to be doing that. So okay, so here we are going inside, and this is the living room. This is the main room of the house. So the house has a really nice layout and there's a great flow to it. The only issue we really have with the house itself is just the lack of storage space. So the actual square footage works great for us. and we feel like the floor plan for this house is fantastic. But if we were to add anything, it would just be more storage. As you can see, the kitchen is right off the living room, and it connects the living room to the bedroom. And then on the other side of the wall is the bathroom. So the bathroom is opposite to the kitchen. And so with all the doors open, you're able to just walk in a loop throughout the house. And so we have our kitchen, and we did get a new refrigerator when we moved in, but we were restricted in terms of its size because of the cabinets around. So we have the smallest refrigerator that we've ever had any place we've ever lived. And we lived in a studio apartment in New York City that was less than 300 square feet. And we had a larger refrigerator then. But I love the way that it looks. It works great, but it is teeny tiny. So here is the bedroom, and we have this twinkle light vine. So you can see all the rooms. And then behind the door, we have a set of shelves. So it's a nice little storage area, and I'm a huge fan of baskets. And we have Kaboom's bed in the corner. There's that dehumidifier. Kaboom's doing a big stretch. And we have our step stools actually in the corner, the piece of furniture that we've had the longest. We had it in our very first rental back in 2011, and it's IKEA that we have painted. And then we have a bucket that is sitting on top of it that we use to collect water when we are warming up the shower. So when we're warming up the water, we just put the bucket underneath the shower head. And the bed is a storage bed, so it lifts up, and the entire sort of footprint of the bed has storage. I think that I'm going to do a separate video showing you all of our small space storage solutions, so let me know if you would want to see that. So we have a Jack and Jill style bathroom with dual access from the bedroom and the living room. And this is ideal for us. I think if you only have one bathroom, it's best to not have it be en suite, so you don't have to constantly go through the bedroom, and it's much more guest friendly as well. We added this skylight. We absolutely love our skylight that we added. Previously, we just had that small window above the mirror. And so it was a really dark room, and now there is so much light in the space. And when the bathroom's not in use, we just leave the doors open because it brings light into the bedroom, and it just gives this bright and airy feel. And then we just have a standing shower, so technically it's a 3/4 bathroom, but that is to be expected in such a small space. And so our sectional is IKEA. We have quite a bit of IKEA. I think a huge reason for that is because they have a lot of pieces for small spaces. And so I just wanted to have a single piece of furniture in the living room for seating. And this corner sectional is perfect, and you can actually store things underneath. So I have my yoga mats and yoga props stored underneath the bottom slip cover. And then our dining table and chairs are also IKEA. They are an outdoor bistro set that we have painted, and we also have the same dining chairs out on our patio that we also have painted a different color. And then this is Kaboom's little area, so it's his toy basket, and he has his trunk. And of course he has his day bed that he only sometimes uses, because then he just loves lying on the floor. And so we went with the IKEA bistro set because of its dimensions. It was the perfect size, but also it's very lightweight, so it's easy to move, which is essential for us because we need to be able to move it away from the closet door to be able to access the closet, which houses our all-in-one washer dryer. So we have an all-in-one laundry machine, so it's a washer and dryer. However, we only use it for washing since we prefer to dry our laundry on drying racks that we put out on our deck, as seen in my first vlog. And the single machine allows us to have more storage space, which is much needed in this house. Okay, so now we are going to go out the side door to the patio, but first I'm going to show you the back area. So this is our outdoor freezer. Because our refrigerator is so small, it has even smaller freezer space. So we have an outdoor freezer. This is our recycling receptacle, and then a receptacle for Kaboom's poop. And then these are our outdoor storage lockers, which also are from IKEA. And they have tools and paint and our camping gear, our beach gear. We don't have a garage. We don't have an attic. We certainly don't have a basement. So we just have these lockers. And then since our house itself is roughly the typical size of ADUs here in California, which, if you're not familiar, ADU stands for accessory dwelling unit. Our detached studio, which we call the casita, is significantly smaller, and therefore it is too small to be considered a proper ADU. So we have a surround that Alex built to hide the electrical, and then another one to hide the mini split compressor for the mini split that's in the casita. So this is our patio area, and here we have the casita. And the casita is a multi-purpose space. So it is part home office, part snug, part storage space. with the ability to be transformed into a guest room as well. And this is its everyday layout. However, my parents will be visiting very soon, so I am planning on filming a video showing you how we temporarily turn the casita into a cozy guest space. At this point, a hummingbird makes an appearance. There we go. It's very exciting. It loves the succulents. And then the sofa in here is a sleeper sofa that is from IKEA, but unfortunately discontinued. And its slipcover was made by a shop on Etsy. And then the wardrobe that we have in here for storage, which we've painted and put new hardware on, it's also IKEA. And it houses all of the guest bedding, and then the boxes underneath it hold office supplies. And then there's a skylight in here as well, but that was here when we moved in. And then this is my mini trampoline that I use for cardio, and because I'm extra, I put a faux fur rug on top of it to make it more aesthetically pleasing. And then there is a floor stool that conveniently fits underneath it, which is a new addition. And then the baskets below the side tables each have a collection of Los Angeles guidebooks. And here is the hummingbird again, presumably the same one, coming back for seconds. And that concludes the home tour. So thank you so much for tuning in. Be sure to subscribe if you haven't already, if you're interested in seeing the before and after and seeing how the casita transforms into a guest space. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you have any questions. And thank you so much for watching. Kaboom is going to come say goodbye. And with that, thank you so much for watching. Until next time.